We're about to have a conversation about sex work and about disabilities and about sex work for people with disabilities. So if any of those issues are something that you're not mature enough to talk about, just go away. Just go away and don't hit up my comments. This vertically because I thought it was going to be a YouTube short, but it's not. If you're not Australian, you probably don't know what the NDIS is. The NDIS stands for National Disability Insurance Scheme. It's basically universal healthcare, but to bridge the gap between, you know, having a disability and regular life. Easy examples of things that are covered under the NDIS are things like wheelchairs, ramps for the wheelchairs, accommodations that you have in your house that make your life as a disabled person easier and bridge the gap between your disability and everyday normal life. Things like support workers, speech therapists, occupational therapists, all that sort of stuff. For the last 4 years, covered by the NDIS, there's been a concept called specialised sex services, where effectively a sex worker would come to the person who was on the NDIS and do their thing. And they're taking it off the register now. It should be pointed out only 2 people across those 4 years could even be found to have utilised the scheme, but they're taking it off now, and so a whole bunch of disability advocates are frustrated and are talking about it in the media, and I want to talk to you about why. On face value, it's difficult to imagine that anyone needs sex in any aspects of their lives, you know what I mean? Like whether you are disabled or not disabled, it seems like a bit of a cop-out to have the government pay for your specialised sex services. However, ejaculation is important for men. It's something that has to happen once you've reached a certain point in your life, and it's not something that can be gone without. Like, your body has a natural way of making it happen with wet dreams and stuff if you're not doing it yourself through masturbation or sex. And so for men who are profoundly disabled, like have extreme physical disabilities, they cannot jerk off, you know, like, I 100% completely see the need for specialised sex services within their life to make sure that they still have that quality of life. And so that should be covered by the NDIS. Sex is normal, masturbation is normal, men need to ejaculate, that's health like 101, it's a thing that they need to do, otherwise there will be issues internally. And I don't just mean like, oh, I really need to get off, like there are physical things that need to happen. That's why wet dreams exist, right? Like, you ejaculate, like, cum is constantly being made. You need to get rid of it, otherwise there's nowhere to store the stuff that's just been made. It is worth mentioning that in the 4 years it's been something that they could claim. Only 2 people, 1 instance each, have actually claimed it. So it's not something that is coming up very often. However, if you completely rule it out, then we're making the decision for them, you know? Like, the whole point of the NDIS, the whole point of every single thing on the NDIS is to bridge the gap between neurotypical or normal lives, you know, for lack of a better word, and the person with the disability. It's to make it so that they can have the best quality of life that you could possibly imagine. Sexual freedom is a part of quality of life, and if we're not giving them the option, then, like, I think that's wrong. I think that we should be funding these on the very, very rare occasion they occurred. Again, 2 times, 2 individuals across 4 years. It's not actually something that we need to worry about all that much. And again, we're not talking about a person with bipolar like myself going to a brothel and asking for the taxpayer to pay for it. We are talking about profoundly disabled people getting some help to come when they need it. Those 2 things are not the same, and I think we need to approach the conversation differently when we're talking about the 2 different things, you know what I mean? Specialised sex services, you're basically just milking the bloke in the wheelchair. That's, like, and I think we should allow that to happen without the moral panic.